confession to make. I've been cooking all my life and running this channel for about 1.5 years now, and it recently just occurred to me that I have never made my own bread before. Not once. I'm definitely willing to admit when I have a certain side of my skills that are lacking, and baking is 100% one of them. So we're going to learn together. This is probably going to be a multi-part series. Today we're going to attempt and hopefully succeed at making just a single loaf of plain white bread, and maybe make a nice little grilled cheese at the end. So let's go hop over there and let's get started. English. Alright guys, welcome back to Cooking with Coopel. If you're new here, my name is Jared, and I am a home cook whose goal is to show people that cooking is fun, food is fun, and being in the kitchen is just fun. Today we're going to be doing a simple loaf of white bread since I've never tried to bake bread before. Over the past few years I've been eating low carb and things like that, so I've never really had the need to learn how to make bread or worried about it. There's some keto bread in the market, so I've been going with that. Picked out a super simple recipe online. The recipe will be linked down in the description so you guys can check that out too. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing that we have to do is get our yeast nice and ready to do some heavy lifting here. So we gotta kind of wake it up. A little bit of warm water and a nice little source of sugar. In this case, we're doing honey in this recipe. So I have 1 cup of lukewarm water. It's going into a small bowl. And I hadn't even opened this yet. That was a terrible idea. Okay, I'm going to be doing about 1 tablespoon of this honey. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. All right, give it a little mix just to let the honey dissolve in the warm water. And there you go, we have honey water. So now I have 7 grams of active dry yeast. So we're gonna get our yeasty boys in there. And we're gonna give it a gentle stir. Okay, I think that's mixed enough. And I believe this is called proofing. Yeah, proofing the yeast, or yeast proof? I don't know, there's no proof. Anyways, so we're gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, it should have a nice little frothiness to it. If not, that's not good. And I wouldn't know what to do at that point. We'll see you in 15 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 15 minutes.
All right.
All right, and if you take a look at that, we have achieved froth. So my yeast was good, which is great. The recipe did say this to combine everything into here, but I think I'll just put this on last because I didn't use a big enough bowl. Okay, so I have another bowl. What we're gonna do now is we need to add 19.5 ounces of all-purpose flour. It didn't say to run it through a sift, but I'm going to do that anyways because, I don't know, I feel like that's just always good practice, no matter what you're doing. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wasting my time, but I feel good about it. To that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of lukewarm water, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I really don't know why, but this recipe called for citric acid, but they said white distilled vinegar will work as well. 1/2 tablespoon of white distilled vinegar, and I'm going to eyeball out about 2 tablespoons of honey. Looks good to me. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and add our proofed yeast, whatever. I'm gonna give it a nice stir. I'm actually super excited about this. I've always kind of wanted to get into like making bread. There was never really the right time or real reason to. Hopefully by the end of this, I'm making those beautiful crazy ass rustic loaves or maybe some sourdough or fuck, I don't know. Okay, thinking it's time to ditch this. All right, let's get in here with our hands. Oh, it's nice and warm. Okay, so we have formed a shaggy, tacky ball of dough. It is now time. Like many other people, I do not have a mixer. So we're going to be kneading by hand today, which takes about 10 to 12 minutes. So let's get this out of the way. Container of flour here, gonna lightly flour our surface. Let's dump her out. And we're gonna knead, and we're gonna keep kneading for like 15 minutes. If it gets too tacky, you add more flour, I think. Keep on going. I know that you want to do this to develop some gluten. Well, that's all I know. Again, I don't know much about bread. Feel free to hop in the comments like with any tips or tricks or suggestions. I'm sure the main one is probably just going to be to get a stand mixer. But yeah, for now, yeah, leave a comment if there's any advice you can give me. Ooh, okay, so I've got a little bit of olive oil, just a light amount. Use my hand, just lightly grease this bowl, and go ahead and grab our dough here, and set this in. Grab some plastic wrap real quick. Sorry for my janky ass setup here. Okay, so now we're gonna let this dough proof for about 1 hour or until it's doubled in size. Yeah, so there's nothing left to do now, but see you guys in an hour. All right, so after an hour, look at that big boy. I actually don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but I really want to because I always see like Joshua Wiseman do it. So the goal is to get this into like the loaf shape. Bread loaf pan that I got that I have all nicely buttered up. Oh, boy. Ooh, that feels good. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a long rectangle shape. This is also going to help us get some more additional air out. What they showed, or what they said in the recipe to do is, we're going to start folding it over, pinch the sides, fold, pinch the sides, going, pinch it in, and there we go. Okay, so that is our log. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Nice and smooth. I've got some crimps here on this side, but other than that, it is not terrible. Okay, now let's get it into our loaf pan. And we're gonna go seam side down. I'm gonna make sure this is even. All right, so yes, we're going to cover this loosely again. All right. Go. Okay, so now we're gonna let this proof in the pan once more for about 45 minutes to an hour. It's going to increase in size further and should go just a little bit above the actual pan. And that's it. So I'll see you in another hour. All right, so after about an hour, this is risen really nicely. What you're looking for is about an inch above the pan. This is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches now, so that's awesome, I think. That means I've had plenty of time to proof and expand and get all airy and crazy. So I have an oven preheat to 375. It's gonna go in there for 45 minutes, and then we will cool it down. So, oh, I'm so excited. I can't stop looking at it. Okay, all right, let's sort it. Okay, and while I had that going in the oven, I did want to take this time to remind you guys that about a year ago, I made the promise that when this channel hits 1,000 subscribers, I was going to be buying a plane ticket, flying to California, and trying In-N-Out for the first time. My plan is to be able to make a full video of that for you guys to enjoy. We're currently at like 820 something, so which is honestly pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to hitting that goal this year. And yeah, thank you guys for always following and supporting and subscribing and being awesome. All right, let's get back to the bread. Oh boy. God damn, that's exciting. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I didn't know that was, oh my God, hold on a second. All right, we're breaking the fourth wall just a little bit here. Boy, that's a crusty. All right, so the plan now is to let this rest for about 10 minutes while it's just sitting inside this loaf pan. Then we will transfer it over to the wire rack and just kind of let it cool down a little bit more, and we'll be ready to cut into it. So, see you in a minute. Okay, and after cooling for a little bit, we have our loaf of white bread. Not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of like, I'm kind of giddy about this. Like, this is super cool. This was super time consuming, but feels very rewarding. The entire house smells incredible. I don't want to wait any longer. I want to cut right into this, taste it on its own. Looks like white bread. Shit. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Oh, that smells good. Alright, first taste. Alright, I need just a light smear of butter here. Alright, just a little bit of butter. Wow. Wow. This is like 100 times better than store-bought. Wow. Woo! God damn! So I don't know what calls for good bread, but to me this tastes like damn good bread, so. Alright, let's make a grilled cheese sandwich. Alright, so I've got some homemade mayo that I did. Click on the video, I'll leave a little link up here. Let's do a nice thin coating here. Alright, well, the sandwich is not perfect, I'll admit it. But it looks pretty good. Cheese is melted. Let's give it a try. I don't know what I was thinking. Was I thinking this was gonna be bad? No. God damn. Alright guys, I appreciate you all very much for watching. Going on this whole little bread journey. I feel like I'm actually on a little mission to make, I don't know, some crazy loaf of bread. Like, it would just be great. Like, even this was a great start, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I thought I was gonna fuck it up, but I kind of didn't. I'm sure though that I made some mistakes, so hop in the comments, let me know, because I'm sure there's something. Give me some tips, whatever you got. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. It's good.